welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel from Woodworking with Dash. In the last video we made this great looking hall cabinet with shaker doors and a Jarrah top. In this video I'm going to show you how to make 6 more different shaker style doors. I'll show them to you one at a time. First door we're going to make is the same as the one in the cabinet with V grooves down the centre of it to make it look like it's got lining boards in it. Exactly the same door except it's a totally different look now. It's the same door, except instead of a plywood panel, it's got perspex in that. All my doors in my shop are made like this to keep the dust out so I can see what's inside them. Great way to make your shop doors, guys. The next door is the pine door, still a shaker style, except now it's got a plywood panel with grooves in it and a breccia mould to give it a farmhouse look. Look at that, guys. 21mm thick, so you can still use the cabinet hinges. Great looking door. Next door is like the door that we just saw, except now it's 25mm thick. And it's got proper lining boards in the centre, 12mm lining boards. We have grooves each side with the breccia mould around it. It's made to go on the face of a frame in a farm style kitchen. The next door is a variation of the last door we've seen, but now it's got a drawer on top and I've cut the rail in half. So we've got half a rail on the door and half a rail on the drawer for another farmhouse look door. The last door is a painted door. It's not really painted, it's pigmented lacquer that I spray. Same as my clear finish, except with a red in it. 18mm thick with an MDF panel this time, so it holds the paint better. Yeah, so it's just a great looking door. There are all the different variations that we can get on a shaker door. So come on a journey and we'll make those doors right now. Just cutting the Occam now to 70mm. Start the doors. If you look at my last video, you see how I make the doors in detail. I'll just give you an overview of this and just cutting in rough good size and putting the groove in to hold the tenon and the ply. It's all struggle with a bit, need a new blade I think. And cutting the length now, cutting the rails to length. And haunching for the tenons. Going backward and forward over the blade, taking out all the meat, do it both sides. That leaves the tenon in the centre. There you go, try it in the groove. Perfect. Look at that, guys. And just routering the B groove now in the plywood. Make sure you hold it hard up to the fence. And doing another groove now. See how I brace myself to hold it hard up to the fence? You see how I put the V cutter through the plywood to make it look like it's planks? Come on, well done, look at that. And I've cut all the lining boards now for the thicker ones, for the 25mm ones. I joined them together and then cut them at the panel. Right, now we're ready to cut all the panels. And we do that now. And just cutting the panels now. Make sure you cut them a bit loose, don't make them too tight. And don't glue them in, just let them sit there. Stocking them now. And cutting the second one. Okay guys, it's the end of the day. I've got all the doors ready to go together. 4 for the cabinet. And 6 samples. They're all the same door, but they're all different too. So some of them have to have breccia mould, some have got perspex in them, some get painted, some get polished, one of them has got a drawer in it. So they're all the same, but all different. Tomorrow we put them together. The doors are all ready to go together now. I'll give the centre panel a sand first, so make it nice and smooth. And then we can put the doors together. Yay! Oh, look at me go. I don't think I've ever worked as quick in my life. Yeah, they go together pretty simple, guys, don't they? And just putting it through the sander now. Sand them all flat. And putting the other side of it in now. And just squaring them up, just squaring up the edges if they're only a sample door. And cutting the collection mould now. We go on the inside of the plywood. There you go. And measuring the next one. I always cut one end all the same and then just measure the other end. And now they're all fitted, I'm going to pin them in with the pin gun. Put a bit of glue, not too much glue, you don't want the glue oozing out. Just want a little bit of glue, just enough to bind it to the panel. Put them all in and put the pins on an angle and that pulls them up tight to the bottom. There you go, look at that. 23 gauge pins, you can hardly see them, the headless pins. And cutting the drawer in half now. You only get one shot at this, so make sure it's dead centre. We're finished, we're ready to polish and paint. Look at that, I've cut the drawer front top off the farmhouse door, and that came out good. See how it's got half a rail and the door's got half a rail, so it's not too chunky. So that came out good. And this is the full farmhouse door with the black and mould running all the way around it, and the lining boards on the inside. 25mm thick, that will polish up quite well. All the same door, guys, but they're all different. As you see, with a little bit of imagination and a bit of tweaking of the centre panel and the edge moulding and the blecture moulding, you can create all these different doors. So now we are ready to paint and polish. Just polishing the door with the V-groove in it now. First coat, and now for the lining board door. The pine one. And the first coat of the red lacquer. I've already sealed the door. And we put in the first coat. It takes about 4 or 5 coats to get it covered good. There you go, I think I'm on the final coat now. There you go, come out well, didn't it? Okay guys, we're all finished. Remember the cabinet I made last video? This is it. So let's have a look at the doors I made in this video. The first door is the same as in the cabinets, except I put grooves in it to make it look like lining boards. Okay guys, the next door is the Perspex door. Exactly the same frame, except with the Perspex panel. Have a look at that guys. Great looking door. The next door is a 21mm colonial door. The plywood panel, but it's got the collection moulding all the way around it to give it another totally different look. This is another farmhouse door with the lining boards in the centre, this time 12mm lining boards instead of the ply, with the black and moulding all the way around it. 25mm thick to allow for the 12mm of lining board. It's made to go on the face of a frame. Great looking door, isn't it? Let's move on. This is the same as the last door except with the drawer on top. And I've cut for the centre rail, so there's half a rail on the door and half a rail on the drawer. That way it's not too chunky and it gives another totally different look. The final door is a painted door, but it's not really painted, it's pigmented lacquer. It's the same lacquer I use to polish the doors, except with the red in it. 18mm thick. These are all the different style doors you can make with the same process. They're all shaker doors, but all with a slightly different look. I hope you enjoyed this video about the doors, and come back next time where we will be making another box. I hope it's going to be a box anyway. I might change my mind and start making small pieces of furniture soon. I'll think about it. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you again next time, and please subscribe. Yay!